do you believe that the Quran was revealed? You're not sure. Let me give you some evidence. If the Quran said, خَلَقَ إِنسَانَ مِنْ عَلَقٍ, it's a statement. The human being was created from a hanging clot, hanging from the womb, from the uterus. That was 1,500 years ago. Could the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, could he have known that? Because this was just discovered 63 years ago, in case you don't know. It was just discovered by science that the clot hangs from the womb. So if in a revelation the Prophet said that the human being was created from a clot that hangs from the womb, he had to receive this from some supernatural source. Would you accept that? Yes. Secondly, if the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, also said through this Quran, وَالشَّمْسِ وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا مُسْتَقَرٍ لَهَا, that the sun and the moon, they swim in their own orbit, and that was just discovered just 87 years ago, then that means he had received that information from some supernatural source, because that was revealed more than 1,426 years ago. Would you accept that to be another point of evidence? Is it reasonable to accept that if that was just discovered, that... Okay, good. That's another piece of evidence. The third piece of evidence is that the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, is the most visible, documented human being in all of history. This means there is no other human being in the annals of history whose life has been documented in such detail other than that of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. And if that is also true, he had to be a phenomenal person. Would you agree to that? There it is. Good. Well, the last thing I want to say to you is not proof that we need, but more than 86 different historians came together about 17 years ago to formulate what 100 human beings are the most profound human beings in history, and they had 30 different categories. And after they met, they came upon one individual whom they feel, out of those 100, was the most profound individual based upon that criteria. And if these people were non-Muslims, and the person that they determined was Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, would you also agree? And one of those categories is that there was no evidence that could show that what he said about himself, being a prophet, or his relationship with Jesus Christ, or his revelation, or his manners, or his conduct, or the categories of his life, disproved anything that he said. That was one of the categories. Would you also accept that those non-Muslims, who are the greatest historians in our time, would you also say that that is another sign and evidence that the Prophet Muhammad was in fact an authentic prophet and messenger? Good, good. So then I ask the final question. If you would accept the premise that there is none to be worshipped except the Creator, who is one, you all accept that? One. But you are a bit reserved yourself in regards to the life of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him. But if you, in the course of your investigation, was to see the evidence, you would accept. Is that correct? That's enough.